9.3. How should you structure longer, formal reports for print and online distribution? When you report on a major project or substantial research, you will most likely need to produce a formal report. Formal reports may be simply informative, reporting on the results of research. However, in business, long reports are often analytical. For example, recommendation reports, which analyze options and recommend a course of action, and evaluation reports, which assess the success of a project or decision. A formal report may be as short as 8 to 10 pages, or as long as several hundred pages. A formal report includes a number of elements that organize the complex material and help the reader find information easily. The formal report in Figure 9.9 illustrates these features. This report was prepared by Cordelia Burrows as part of her marketing internship at a small startup company, Callie's Low-Fat Frozen Yogurt. The owners of Callie's are considering using online discount vouchers, such as Groupons, as a marketing tool in conjunction with their store opening. Cordelia was assigned to conduct research on the effectiveness of Groupons and prepare a recommendation report addressing whether Callie's should offer Groupons to attract new customers and, if so, how to implement them. The sections of the report and its overall organization should be obvious when readers glance at the table of contents. In a formal report, the identifying information is provided on a title page, like this one. Notice it is balanced. In a formal report, you provide a letter with several ways to preview the report contents. Figure 9.b illustrates how the Groupon report incorporates several of these preview elements. First of all, the table of contents. The table of contents lists all of the headings and subheadings of the report. Along with the report, there may also be figures and tables. This can help the reader find specific items by including a list of figure and tables titles along with their page numbers. These lists follow immediately after the table of contents. Executive summary. An executive summary is a mini version of the report designed to communicate the most important ideas to an audience of decision makers. An executive summary is at most 10% of the length of the report. Introduction. Even though a report begins with an executive summary, the introduction is written as if the reader did not read the executive summary at all. This introduction typically explains the problem or issue that motivated the report. It also summarizes key points or main conclusions and previews how the rest of the report is structured. The detailed discussion, sometimes called the body of the report or of a formal report, is always organized with headings and subheadings. The headings are typically content specific. So, for example, if you're writing a recommendation report, then the major headings may be the key recommendations. As in Figure 9.9c, this is an illustration that Groupon report has 3 major sections following the introduction. 2 of these sections are divided into subsections. Formal reports may conclude with 2 types of supporting information. Reference lists the appendix. As Figure 9.9d illustrates, the Groupon report contains both types of supporting information. References. If a report uses secondary research sources, create a reference section to list the sources. The reference section begins on its own page, immediately after the detailed discussion or body of the report. Use an appropriate documentation method, such as APA, which is the American Psychological Association, or CMS, Chicago Manual of Style, or MLA, Modern Language Association. Appendices, following the reference list. A report may include additional support material information in an appendix or multiple appendices. Appendices contain information that would interrupt the flow of the report, but the reader may find it very helpful or useful. So, for example, raw data, calculations, large tables, or other graphics that you may not want to include in the body of the report. If the report includes more than one appendix, the series is labeled Appendix A, Appendix B, and so forth. Appendices are also given content-specific names. For examples, Appendix A, map of conference center within 10 miles of Acme's home office. Typically, the body of the report will refer to each appendix in the order of its placement of the report. Appendix A is the first appendix and the report refers to, and Appendix B is the second, and so forth. This means you may need to rearrange the appendix as you revise the report. Added to be consistent with what we call them later in the paragraph, to also be used as a term is index. In the design your report for audience and purposes, the report illustrates in figure 9.9 is formatted in the traditional manuscript style. Although it incorporates some design features such as headings and bullet points, it does not use more elaborate elements such as borders, multiple columns, call-out boxes, or contrasting fonts. Manuscript style reports are very common in conservative fields such as banking and accounting. You will see manuscript styles used for internal company reports, like the one illustrated in 9.9. Although internal reports must be easy to read, with effective headings and paragraphing, they do not use to be eye-catching as external reports. The audiences of internal reports typically need the content direct and is motivated by the information alone. However, by contrast, reports that are written for a broader external audience tend to use more design features to motivate the audience to read the report. So, for example, many organizations produce reports called white papers, which serve as marketing or sales tools. A white paper is a report indicated to educate the audience, often potential customers, on a topic that is central to the company's business. Companies publish white papers to build credibility, to establish themselves as experts on a topic, and often to interest the audience in the company's products or services. Because no one is required to read a white paper, the document must really entice the audience by the quality of both the content and the visual design. Figures 9.10 and 9.11 in your textbook are excerpts from two different white papers. Figure 9.10 was written and published by the marketing firm 4C. The company conducts research for its clients and is well known for its independent research, which it presents in white papers. The white paper on a daily basis deals with websites, one of which you'll see Groupon is cited in figure 9.9. In 9.11 is a white paper produced by LinkedIn. The annotations in both figures identify some of the key information and figures for your use. When we talk about technology and features in using formal reports, learn about all the features to help you with program files. Always choose the best electronic format when it comes to your online distribution. Internal reports are typically emailed in between recipients. You may distribute a report as a native file, a file in its original program, such as Word, or as a PDF, which is a portable document format. I strongly encourage that for readability. Many companies publish their annual reports and other documents in PDF or other web format. For external reports, deciding on the best electronic format could be far more complicated. Some comments about PDFs. The white papers in figures 9.10 and 9.11 were both prepared in PDF files and distributed through the company's websites. As an alternative, the companies could have published their reports as web pages. PDFs are by far the most common format for distributing reports electronically for three very important reasons. 1. Documents are often easier to read in this design than in web pages. 2. Documents can be printed and stored on the audience's computers for future reference, and they are durable and do not disappear when a web address goes away or changes. 3. Audiences can be required to submit contact information before downloading a PDF, allowing the company to track people interested in their information, and that allows for additional marketing or for contacts. Web-based reports provide flexibility and the navigation of updating content. This is in contrast to PDFs. They do have advantages, and readers can browse through sections of a report without taking time to download it. Web-based reports can be far more interactive with links to multimedia content and animated data displays. Finally, reports can be updated frequently and without republishing the PDF. Many companies publish their EMA reports in both PDF and web format. As Figure 912 illustrates, a well-designed web-based report will include its navigation features on the first screen, so audiences will know how the report functions, its contents, and how to navigate it with the fewest clicks possible. 9.4 will discuss the guidelines you should follow when writing report decks.